Hey everyone, it's Adam here. It sure is quiet, This is our version of rush hour traffic, by the way. Seriously. It's 5:30. Get about a car every 30 seconds. Nah, 10 seconds. I'm gonna take... Let's stop for a second. I'm gonna take the headers off the bike. They're too loud. You know, it was fine. It's fine around town. So, backtrack for a second. I had the full setup on my bike last spring. Stainless steel headers plus Acura can. But I had leaks, so I took that off. What I did was I kept the actuator valve out, which adjusts the sound and pressure, but put the OEM headers back on. I went on a trip down to Virginia, and that was actually too loud. And I thought, well, let's give this one more go. So I bought the titanium headers from Acura. Kept the can on, obviously. And it's just, after like an hour of riding, it's just too loud. Way too loud. So I decided to take them off, basically. Yeah, I know. So what I'm going to do is go back to stock completely with the headers, which basically what that means is Acura muffler and OEM headers with the throttle actuator pressure relief valve back installed. So I thought I'd let you guys hear what this sounds like. Again, this is through a lavalier mic that's inside of my helmet, so it's not going to be a perfect sound, but you get an idea. But yeah, I did 200 miles on Saturday solo on the bike, and with earplugs in, obviously, which I'm wearing right now, which is why it probably sounds so weird because I can't hear myself talking. And it was just too loud. I would not want to do a 1,000-mile day with the straight setup. Not only that, but the titanium headers also add a little bit of vibration to the foot pegs, to my legs, to my arms, everywhere. It's very vibey. So the good thing about the OEM header, aside from being quiet, is that it also retains the catalytic converter. That's better for the environment anyway. It doesn't sound that loud, but it is. See the vibration? It's definitely vibe happy. And this is with the anti-vibe risers. Just for fun. I'll play you guys some sound clips here in a second. A little bit of mud here. It's fine to stand still. It sounds nice, actually, to stand still. It's basically above what I would say, like around town. Okay. if this bike is only for around town, meaning like 15 to 45 miles an hour, I don't mind the Acura sound at all. It sounds really good. People hear you coming, you get a little bit more, double takes. It's only when I am cruising at like 55, 65, and oh my god, 75 sucks. And not that I have a lot of ass. I have a lot of ass and arm vibration right now. Like, it's very vibe happy at this RPM. We're at 3,000 RPM. This is a cruising RPM. So, long story short, the Acura header is coming off. I'll put it on sale in the Adventure Rider for like $400 or whatever people want to pay for it. I mean, it's used. It's got 300 miles on it. But it's funny because I should have known better. You know, I just should have known better. Because I remember when I had just the stock headers installed without that little actuator valve thing, you know, engaged. I didn't like how loud that was with the Acura muffler. It's almost like I'm really sensitive to noise pollution, and it's almost like it's fine. It's fine at low speeds around town or 2 hours at a time. But once I've had that sort of noise for like 4 hours out on the interstate in cruise control, even with really good earplugs, I just get kind of pissed off. Like it's the same feeling that I get with like if I'm doing like a 2-week world tour for business reasons. Like I go from like Mumbai to Berlin to Amsterdam and then have to like swing through Vegas or Austin for a conference. That like 7th to 13th day of being on the road, I just don't want to be around people at all. I want the windows closed. I just need to reset. Like I tell people, introverts doesn't mean that they're anti-people. Introverts just have a smaller cup than extroverts do. Like my cup gets full and I'm like over it. Once my cup fills up, I need to reset it. And I'm that way about the noise pollution that this thing puts out just sitting on the bike. Right now, I have no complaints. This actually feels really nice. It sounds good. I like how it sounds, actually. It's only when I really get on that throttle, and actually maybe I'll downshift a little bit here. I'll go to second, and I'll cruise around 4,000 or 5,000 RPM. It's this. It's like in my arms, and it's in my ass, it's in my feet, the vibration, and it's really loud. It sounds nice to shift it too. Like I like how it sounds. I just can't deal with it. So I think this is my lake excess, isn't it? Yeah. But it'll be pretty quiet on this ride. So I just want to let you guys know, like, you know, what was going on there is that the Acura can is proven to be a really nice addition to the bike. It looks good, it sounds nice, has a little bit of a roar to it, but the Acura headers, both stainless steel and titanium, for me are too loud. The titanium ones vibrate more than the stainless steel ones, but remember, my sliding scale of tolerance is maybe significantly lower than yours, because when I took out the little spinny actuator valve thing on the stock headers and left the thing completely open on a 15-hour drive to and from DC area last April, I remember being like, oh my god, the day after I got back from that trip, I reinstalled that actuator valve because I couldn't even hear myself think. The drone was so bad. So if that was like if that was my extreme, then obviously I'm not the kind of candidate for the straight pipe exhaust. So just think about that before you order one. Obviously, you can't return them, the exhaust setup, and so if you are a GS rider who tours on your bike and goes long distances, stick with the stock setup or just add the muffler. And if you're an off-roader around town person, you only benefit from the Acura's breathability at the higher parts of the power band. So it's only in that, like, plus 6,000 RPM range that you even start to see any improvements in that 4 horsepower you're supposed to be gaining. So if you keep that in mind, what I'm basically saying is, if you're not going to be racing this thing, there's really not a lot of point in getting the Acura headers if you're like me and you're anti-noise. It's a far better touring and off-road bike to keep it quiet. Does that make sense? So I know it was kind of a long, wound up way to get there, but that's my Acura update. Everything on the bike is going fine though. The heated seat's working again. The plug that plugs the seat into the controller, that broke. So Sargent Cycle sent me a new Molex connector, which I was just going to buy one, but they just sent me a bag of 2 connectors. And so reinstalled that. Everything's working fine now. What else? The Qi charger, the Moto Power Plug's working great. The bike itself is doing good. This is my first year coating the bike in ACF 50, and what I found was that ACF 50 really attracts a lot of dirt and sand. It's almost like the bike is dirtier than it usually is this time of year, but the reason why is there's this like slick, oily membrane covering the entire lower half of the bike that's keeping the salt off of the bolts and everything, exposed, unpainted surfaces. So it's like, it's an ugly GS for spring, but at least it's all the salt we still have everywhere is off the bike. So I'll probably actually keep the GS uncleaned or unwashed until after I do the BDRs. There's just no point in washing it. It's going to get dirty again with the ACF 50 stuff installed anyway. And, it's okay. Dirty GSs are fine. But the bike itself was doing fine. I thought I plan on doing a short podcast with video and also doing a live stream soon. It's not that I'm getting cabin fever. I just feel it's kind of appropriate to let you guys know what's going on. And unfortunately, it's still winter. Right now the high today was 46. As soon as the sun set, it gets fucking cold. And so like I'm not. Battery's almost dead. I'm not like, I'll change batteries here. Let's go here, actually. A little sand. That dog's coming for me. Yeah. I'll change batteries in a second. I'm not the kind of person that wants to, doesn't shy away from winter riding. The problem I've had is that most of my riding, when I'm not touring or not weekends, my weekday riding is generally spent going to and from work and then taking the long way home after work and kind of using it as a stress reliever. But I'm not going to work right now. I'm confined to my house due to state orders with the pandemic we have going on here. So let's park here. Let's change videos, bit of batteries. There we go. So I'm not one of those kind of people that wants to shy away from winter riding. It's not been convenient for me to suit up and go for a ride. And so, in the past couple of weekends have been still snowing. So this ride requires closing my email inbox, which is a good thing, getting dressed, hopping on the bike and going. And so, doing that, it's just been I gotta force myself to do it. It's not like I'm already have to get on the bike in order to go home. It does sound good at low speeds, the Acura does. Let's talk about maybe a couple of just kind of minor notes. But yeah, I think I'll do a live stream at some point this week. And with the goal being that I don't have a topic, that people just come in and ask questions and just chat about things, and maybe there are things that you want to know about that I haven't brought up in a while that you're interested in. I know someone the other day asked about the KLR 250 and how that was going, and I thought, oh shit, I never did a follow-up video on that, because that's done now, and I never really talked about that it being done. Another topic was around the K75. Where's that? Another topic is how I'm handling the pandemic. Those kind of things, those questions might come up, and hey, I'm happy to talk about them. Last thing that's ordered, that's in stock in the house that I haven't installed yet is my spring knobbies. I like getting on the woods on the GS in the springtime, especially with the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast BDR that are coming up, hopefully in 4 weeks for me. And so I ordered the Bridgestone Battle Axe AX41 50/50 tires, and those are in the house. So the plan is that those actually get drop shipped, which I showed them that earlier, but ship them down to a shop in Virginia, and then ride down on the Anarchy Adventures and have the AX41s installed before my trip north on the BDR. I did a BDR packing test on Saturday, and everything that I need is fitting and is good to go. I don't have any concerns with getting everything in the bike. The goal of the bike obviously is to camp off it as much as possible, given the COVID-19 shit we have going on, but at the same time minimal packing, because when I get to the Northeast BDR starting in New York State, that's a very challenging route. It's the second challenging route on the BDR. Actually, I'll go left of all the BDRs, and so I want to give myself a fighting chance. I have to pick the bike up a few times. I don't want to pick a bike up that's fully loaded with shit I never needed. So that'll be a bare essentials kind of trip, which is what I was kind of testing my packing with. What else? Well, I don't know. There's no podcast right now because I need to actually email some people and get some audio equipment mailed out to people, so I can actually keep recording the podcast. It's been fun to do it locally, but I think it's time to kind of break out of that shell and start recording remote podcast episodes. Work is fine. Just had to pay a big tax bill for last year. Thanks to you guys for clicking ads and videos and buying stuff through Amazon links. You cost me a few grand, so thank you. I mean, nothing to write home about, but hey, paying taxes means you made money, so that's good, right? And I'm not a big corporation, so I don't have any loopholes to get out of. I just have my standard deductions to make, and this is the year after tax season's over, which I guess was going to be April 15th, now it's going to be like June 15th. I'm going to actually finally hire a CPA and start fresh, like 2020 taxes, by contracting someone in the spring and actually working with them throughout the year, sending them receipts that are business purchases, and logging miles better. I want to make sure that I'm paying every tax that I'm required to, but I'm not overspending. And I think a CPA is the person that's going to help me do that. It's hard here, though, in this area, because CPAs in this area aren't really used to non-traditional income streams. And I don't mean like running drugs. I mean like, the YouTube stuff, the affiliate stuff, the referrals, the being sent places to review things, and plus the real estate and all the deductions that come with the real estate stuff. And it's just, I just want to make sure that I'm getting all the money back that I should be getting back when it comes to taxes. Yeah, that's pretty much an update, though. I'm work's busy, man. I'm not like depressed or anything. I'm just busy. Please go, someone put my foot down. Don't judge the bike based on this ride alone, because around town it sounds just fine. It's when I get onto the interstate or the state highways, I'm doing like 75 miles an hour, that I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to get off this bike. Like, I'm okay with this. So the Acura thing is just hard to. I don't know how you sport bike guys, you know, ride around all day with these 14,000 RPM straight piped crotch rockets. It's impressive. Because hand it to you. All right, well, I'm going to shut the video down for now. I've talked on long enough. I don't want this to be too long. I think I will get set up for a live stream thing and put that up, and hopefully you guys can join in. And it'd be nice to see everyone virtually. I've thought about doing a Zoom call with people, but that's hard because like then when it's happening, because I'm a nice guy, I end up just sort of sitting back and listening to people talk about bikes, and I don't really take time to talk. I don't want to. I do social things like planning events and rallies and rides and meetups because I want to bring people together that have a like-minded interest, not because I want to be the center of attention of the life of the party. And so when I organize something like that, it's meant to get you guys together to talk, and then people are like, well, we came to ask you questions. I'm like, it's not about me, it's about you. So the live stream thing that's one-sided at least forces me to talk to people directly, and hopefully it could be fun. Maybe I'll do that tonight if I get home in time. But I also want to do one of my like patented stare at the camera for 40 minutes videos and talk a little bit more about the pandemic and rallies and plans this year. I mean, we're you know, I know that our work, my day job, not my other 40 jobs, my day job is in a situation where I'm at home until like May 7th, and they're talking about making that like the second week in June, but we're playing it by ear. You know, every month we basically reassess where we're going to be the following month. So we'll see if that changes the first week of May, but that's kind of where we are right now. Luckily, my other jobs can be done 100% remotely. You know, there's a few things that aren't getting done, but fortunately the in-person meetings aren't getting done, but it's a good thing because those in-person meetings are with vendors who are also shut down because they're non-essential. Like, they're not building decks right now. They're repairing a deck if it falls down. It's emergency only for construction. So all of my projects that involve construction are emergency stuff only. And luckily we don't have any of those right now except for a roof leak at one of the properties. So I'm doing okay. I should be blogging more, but I'm finding that I'm having to do a lot more typing than talking, which is actually contributing to, I'll turn down here, I like this road. It's probably still a little bit wet. I find that I'm having to type more than I usually do because in an office environment you can talk more, right? Or you can be in person, you can cover things, get things out of the way pretty quickly. And so having to type more is kind of forcing me to spend more time at a keyboard. And not that I don't mind sitting in front of a computer, I find that I'm getting a little bit less done than I used to. And that's annoying. And so at the end of the day, I'm not really feeling like blogging or writing as much because I've basically ridden all day long. And then I'll get a little bit of I'll get a tiny bit of creative excitement around 9 or 10 p.m. But by then, I already have like a mild headache from just being on the computer all day, and I'm kind of just ready to pack it in and read a book or something. Ooh, it's a little muddy here. These tires are not really equipped for this sort of terrain with these ruts and mud. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Keep on the throttle. That's one of those situations that when I was a noob, I would have cut throttle, tightened up, and forced the bike in a direction it didn't want to go, and then I would have dumped it. Oh, it's definitely muddy here. It's standing water over there. It's not usually there. Got some shaded areas here. Yeah, these are the Anarchy Adventures. and they are 90-10s at best. I think it's, that goes to show you guys what the adventure market's like. You call something adventure and it can't even go on a loose dirt road, but a part of that's rider skill level too, I guess. Anyway, I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. I'm happy. Just I think knowing that I'm going to be inside another month, and I'm not leaving. This is the first time I left the house in a week, except for to walk the dog. So knowing that I'm going to have to basically spend almost 95% of my week on my property, which is just 0.3 acres. It just kind of reduces my spirits a little bit, like kind of gives me a little bit of a bummed out mood. It's not depression. I want to be clear about that. I'm happy. I'm just a little bit bummed. That's not the right word either. Annoyed. I don't know what the word for it is. You guys are probably all going through the same thing though as me, and that's the thing. Like we're all in this together. We're either having to go to work because we're doing a job that people require or deem as essential as a people with corporations, or we're stuck at home and you're either not making money, which freaking blows, and I'm so sorry, or you're stuck at home and you're doing your job and you're doing it the best you can with a lot of other factors like kids and families and sick spouses, and it sucks right now. And you guys remember my last I've never gone this way before, actually. Let's go this way. You guys remember my last talk to you for the camera video? I spent the last 5 minutes of that video talking about COVID-19, and that was like over a month ago. And so, go back and watch that. I think that still stands true. It's just that we have to sort of just treat each other well and be the best we can be and hope for the best. That's all you can do, right? You can, these bike rides help, but I'm only going on the bike like once a week. If all goes well, though, I will have the K75 back on Saturday, and that'll at least be some new quality ass content for you guys. I've always been really honest with everyone about these videos. It's like once a bike is done, it's just going to be riding videos. Once a car is done, it's going to be driving videos. And like, I'm not a lifestyle vlogger. I want to share functional things with people and not just put more bullshit into the internet. And so I kind of find it hard sometimes to like come up with something to produce for you all. So I appreciate people that watch these videos. It's nice to have that sort of interaction, but these videos aren't really watched. I've never been back here before. It's kind of nice. And so, oh wow, look at that barn. And so that's a good looking barn. I don't think this goes anywhere. That doesn't go anywhere. No way. I have no idea where we are, but I guess we go left here to go back to where. Oh, what's up there? Hopefully that's not a private drive. It looks fun up there. Let's go check that out real quick, and then I'll end the video. I think I've talked enough today. Because there's that. What is this? Oh, it's not even mapped. Yeah, it's a private thing. Damn it. I want to go up there. Yeah, it's a private drive. I'm lucky to live in New Hampshire, obviously, where we're already pretty isolated. There's no pressure for me to really have to go out. We cook every meal at home already. We eat out once a week before this started. I order everything online before this started. So, I obviously feel bad for individuals that can't do that. And I don't, it's not feel bad like it's not like, oh, poor you. I really feel like that blows because you're not making money. I'm not taking these corners aggressively because there's still some sand on the road and stuff. Okay, listen to this though. Okay, you ready? I guess that sounds good to some people, but no, it's loud. All right, I'm in the video. I'm gonna go right around through downtown, well, a little green and square. But thanks for watching, and ride safe. Get your weekly ride out of the way. Get out of the house if you can. I hope that your families are well, that you're well, that no one you know is sick and ill, that you're employed, or at least have a little bit of savings to get through this. I mean, I saw my 401k is now worth less than I've contributed because my 401k, as it currently sits, because I was stupid when I was 24 and took my initial 401k out to move across the country. I started it when I was 18 and then took that money out at 24 and then started again at 24. Well, guess what's happened the last 9 years? A completely insane market has occurred, but because I'm in a 2065 retirement plan, which I know is very risky given my age of 33, I'm just trying to have 100% stocks. My 401k is currently worth less than I've contributed to it over the last 10 years, which is kind of insane. But I'm not going to retire for 35, 40 years, so it's fine. But I'm definitely, I understand a lot of you right now are going through some shit. So take care of yourselves. Let's get some sounds here. Yeah, that shit's way too loud, guys. Seriously. Too loud. All right. Well, with that, I'm leaving you guys. Have a great day. Be safe. Get some sleep. Drink some water. And take care. Bye.